Well, hello, believers. Join us right now for just 5 minutes of teaching on how to access the kingdom of God and all of the great benefits of kingdom citizenship. Here's Paul Gamaliel Williams.
Okay, thank you, Kingdom Citizens, for clicking on to this podcast. My name is Paul Williams, of course, and we're talking about the hand of the Lord. And the hand of the Lord, when it is with you and on you, it'll propel you into success, to flourish, to succeed, and excel. But when the hand of the Lord is against you, then you have a problem. You're going to have a problem moving on, faring well. You won't fare well when you have the hand of the Lord against you. And let's look to make sure that we are not in that kind of predicament. Last episode, we looked at understanding that Jesus is king, and because he is king and he gives a command, it is to be obeyed. And now you will understand that by obedience, the hand of the Lord can be on you. All right. And so we looked at Luke 19. But before we go back to that, let's rehearse a little bit in Samuel 12, 1 Samuel 12, verse 15. 1 Samuel 12, verse 15. But if you will not obey the voice of the Lord, but rebel against the commandments of the Lord, then shall the hand of the Lord be against you, as it was against your fathers. So you can see that through obedience and non-rebelling, you can have the hand of the Lord with you. How do you know that? Because he said if you disobey and rebel. So the opposite would give you the truth. And Jesus said, if you obey my commands and do what I tell you, all right, then you can ask what you will. Jesus said, if my words abide in you and you abide in me, you can ask what you will. That's a blank check. Amen. He said, you didn't choose me, but I chose you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, so that whatsoever you ask the Father in my name, he'll do it. That's a blank check. So you have a blank check laid out for you. And in Luke 19, we picked up at verse 15. I have to speed up because I only have 5 minutes. And when he came back bringing forth authorization of his rule, he called those 10 servants to whom he had given money to find out how they had done. And the first said, Master, I have doubled your money. And he said, good servant, great work, because you have been trustworthy in the small job. I'm making you governor over 10 towns. The second said, Master, I have made 50% profit on your money. And he said, I am putting you in charge of 5 towns. Verse 20 through 21, it said, the next servant said, Master, here's your money safe and sound. I kept it hidden in the cellar. To tell you the truth, I was a little afraid. I know you have high standards and hate sloppiness and don't suffer fools gladly. He said unto him, you're right, I do not suffer fools gladly, and you've acted a fool. He called keeping the money and not doing anything with it was foolishness. You hear that? So if you want to prosper in God, you want to succeed and excel financially, you have to obey the voice of the King, whatever he's telling you, and be about it. Okay, look at verse 23, well, right ahead of that. You've acted a fool. Why didn't you at least invest the money in securities so that I would have gotten a little interest on that? Verse 24, then he said unto those standing there, take the money from him and give it to the servant who doubled my stake. And they said, but master, he already has double. And he said, and then he said, that's what I mean. Risk your life and get more than you ever dreamed of. Play it safe and you end up holding the bag. Wow, you should get that one more time. Risk your life and you'll get more than you ever dreamed of. But not just risk your life off no instruction. You have to have instruction from the Lord, obey, and do it. And, don't rebel against it. Keep your mouth in line with what the king is telling you. As for these enemies of mine who petitioned against my rule, clear them out of here. I don't want to see their faces around here again. The king didn't even want to be bothered with the ones who did not want to allow the king to rule. And when you don't allow the kingdom of God teaching in you, you don't want the king ruling. All right? So watch out for that, because when you turn your back against the rulership of the king, the hand of the Lord won't be with you. My name is Paul Williams. I went a little bit over time, but I'm out of time.
Thank you for giving us 5 minutes of your time in exchange for 5 minutes of kingdom wisdom. We're joyful that your path brought you to this perfect moment of opportunity. It's certainly a worthwhile investment for you and your family. Jesus instructed us to preach the kingdom of God and heal the sick, and we hope the light of that is coming on. Please come back tomorrow for more Kingdom of God teaching from Paul Gamaliel Williams. For even more, visit kingdomtimeministries.org. We love you, and Jesus Christ is King.